I guess what I'm trying to say at 4:20 a.m. on this beautiful Thursday morning is that shaman, priests, spiritualists, and all the new agey people who pray to the moon and dance on the ocean and worship rocks aren't going to fix anything. That doesn't fix anything. What we're going to need are scientists, mathematicians, engineers, social, architectural, chemical engineers. We need the sciences. The sciences is what's going to get it done. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that everybody who, lives in teepees and swings chickens over their heads and, you know, pray to the stars and all that don't have degrees into the sciences. But solutions are what's needed. Not prayer, not togetherness, not kumbaya. We got that part. That part, we kind of got that down. Now we need actual answers and solutions. And answers and solutions don't come from the sky. They come from study, research, teachers, collaboration, and communication. That means you have to be able to communicate, participate in a scientific community. And in saying that, I will also say that, in my opinion, the scientific community may or may not become a little, may become a little more less skeptical. And I'm not saying that they need to compromise the scientific method at all. I'm not saying the scientific method, should not be compromised at all. But just a teeny bit of more spiritualism probably could enter into the scientific community. There's like two polar, and they'll come closer together. Where this one, the spiritually people really need to come this far. And then, the science people need to come in a little, be open to imagination and, such things as, I'm not saying, take LSD and, solve a math problem. But, somewhere along the lines where they could be a little open to maybe non-scientific ideas. Not necessarily making them theories or, instituting them as, laws and scientific laws or anything, but just be open to the idea that, that there could be, or, that some of the solutions can be found by using spiritualistic methods. But for a catalyst, spiritualistic methods as a catalyst to do the science, And that's all I want. I don't know why I'm on that kick, because I was into Deepak Chopra. I was into all that when I was smoking weed. I felt it. I was all meditation and all that stuff. But then I looked at it. It wasn't nothing getting done. It wasn't until I came out of that state and actually did something to where something gets done. And I understand feed the homeless, save the whales, and all that stuff too. Save the trees, protect the planet. To some degree, that is important. To some degree, but that's not the end all. That's not the end all. If you out there, you feeding the poor, and and you supporting the homeless, and everybody, there's a class of people who need help, right? Now, I'm probably not gonna say this right. There's a class of people who need help. We almost call them underclass, black, white, whatever. They just need help. They are no longer functioning in society. They no longer can get a job and maintain a job and function in society. They're on the outside. They're on the fringes. They need help. Me personally, I'm not into helping them. That's not my thing. That's somebody else's. And like I said before, I'm grateful there are people like you in the world who help these people. I'm also happy I'm not one of them. My focus is somewhere else. My focus is, I ain't gonna say on the other end, but my focus is more closer to the people who will actually, I don't want to say it that way. My focus is more towards I don't know how to put it without sounding bad, more educated, more established, more stable people at the other end of the spectrum. The people who have Maslow's hierarchy, pretty much the lower levels, pretty much, stable, financially working, I've never had a passion or a compassion to help everybody in the world. That's not my thing. I admit that. I'm not here to help everybody in the world. I don't have that motivation. To me, everybody ain't gonna make it, and some of us ain't. But not somebody, but I believe somebody has to maintain I don't want to say upper echelon. I don't want to put it in classes, but the people up here who are doing the sciences, who have cars and houses and jobs, are functioning in society. They also need help and support. Maybe in a different, not only say spiritual or intellectual or philosophical way, but they need support too, because these people are actually designing the radios and designing the computers. And you think just because they're working and they got a job that they're fine, but they need a support group too. And the people over here who are just barely society, without help, they are not going to make it. There are people who without help are just not going to make it. And to me, I'm like, well, if they're not going to make it without help, why are we helping them? What is it? There's always a possibility that one of these can grow up to be the next Einstein. I get that. It's the next probability that, the next Michael Jordan came from poverty. I watched the Allen Iverson story. Of course it's going to be. Of course it's going to be that. And that's why I understand why, we just don't take all these people and shovel them off the earth. Not that I would want to do that. But, there's also a middle class of people in there, who may or may not need support. I don't know. It's just, I know I'm just rambling, but that's cool because I'm getting it out there. My name is Jeffrey. It's 4:25 a.m. Time to go to work.